Alright, how's it going, folks? This is Dan with CLV Boost. In this CLV Boost tutorial, we're going to talk about 3 traffic strategies that bootstrapped our $1 million plus e-commerce business. We're speaking about scienceofskill.com, which is one of my other companies, which should close out somewhere between 2 and 3 million this year in sales. And we'll talk about the traffic strategies that we've employed and how we got them started. I think there's a big difference between traffic strategies you have to employ if you are starting with literally $0 and traffic strategies you employ if you have oodles of funds to start off with in the first place. We didn't have a PR firm. We didn't have any rich uncles. It was really just me in the beginning, in fact, in the back of my martial arts gym. Actually, I was still running a martial arts academy at the time I started this company, and so we really needed traffic strategies that we could start with no funds down, which required a lot of hustle. So we built an initial email list off of guest blogging and some other various strategies, and then began by working through these strategies sequentially, and we're still employing all 3 of them today in that particular company. So I'll talk about the first one, which is affiliate email. In this strategy, affiliate partners cross-promote your products for an arranged payout. Normally, in order for affiliates to want to do that, they'll require you to promote for their products as well. So this implies that you need to find folks who also have courses or offerings or something online that your following, your subscriber base would also be interested in. In this particular case, that implied other self-defense or martial arts-oriented products, which was sort of the beginning of the following that we had in that particular company. What this requires is networking and building an active hit list of affiliate partners. So the factors to have in place for this particular hit list, at least the way that we've done it and the way that we've kept it running, is having the name of the person, their email address, their company, their main URL, and then most importantly, when was the last time you promoted for them, when was the last time they promoted for you, and when was the last time you exchanged contact. By having a spreadsheet that monitors those factors, you're able to sort of maintain a consistent, ongoing touches with various affiliates who may or may not be beneficial in terms of a mutually beneficial affiliate arrangement in the long haul. There have been multi-million-dollar affiliates that it took us 6 months to finally get them to promote something after promoting them for 6 months, and boom, they jack up our monthly revenues by 20 grand after they do that one promotion because they drive so many buyers in the front door. So sometimes it's a long haul before you get the right folks on board, but that's why it's important to not hit them up willy-nilly, but to build yourself an active hit list and follow up with them rigorously. We still use spreadsheets for this process. There are tools being developed for this hit list, but for us right now, we just literally go with Google Docs in order to monitor that process, and have grown a multi-million-dollar business with that as sort of our backbone. I'm really itching for software that can do that a little bit better, but that's the way that we're doing it today. This also requires leading with value. As I mentioned, we have multi-million-dollar affiliates in the self-protection sort of survival space who never promoted for our products for, again, 6 months, maybe 9 months at a clip. These are folks making millions online already. They don't really need new friends. They don't really need new affiliate partners. But by consistently selling their products, by consistently asking how we could be helpful for them, possibly interviewing them for articles that we were writing or things like that, being able to lead with value, driving value to them first, we were able to build up a relationship to the point where they realized that we were actual go-getters, we were willing to put in the blood and sweat, we were willing to help them first, and then they would choose to give our offers and our products a shot and promote some of our material. So this really does require leading with value. You can't count on even 1 in 10 affiliates getting back to you with your first email and saying, yes, by golly, we'll promote you. This really does require some time. The numbers you're going to need in order to do this is you're going to need to know your customer lifetime value on front-end purchases. So for us, as an example, we had a membership-oriented program, an online curricula that was a sort of a monthly program, and we would know the average stick rate of those monthly members. And because we knew that average stick rate and we knew the average customer lifetime value of folks that purchased this particular item would be, let's say, $114 on average across our lead sources, then we could determine a payout to our affiliates that would leave us a buffer for margin, but would still give them a lot of payout. So whenever they would make a sale, maybe we could pay them, $50, $60, and we could still safely have some margin, which we wouldn't see for a couple months because we would need those back-end collection hits to come through. But we would know pretty much safe and sound that unless they're driving horrendous traffic that doesn't stick around, if we get a front-end sale, we're normally going to be able to have a customer lifetime value of at least $114. So knowing that allowed us to determine our maximum CPA, our cost per acquisition, cost per sale. So when someone else made a sale, what could we pay them? Instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, we asked ourselves, what are our actual profit margins based on customer lifetime value, and what can we pay out? Now, here's the benefit here, okay? If you know your longer term CLV, I'm not talking about how much a customer is worth at the point of sale. I'm talking about how much they're worth 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months down the line. If you have an idea of what a front-end purchaser for product X, whatever you're promoting, is worth 6 months down the line, you now have a lot of strength to offer a much bigger CPA. Assuming you can monetize your back end, you now know that you can safely, again, in our case, spend over $100 to get that sale. And so when you pay out $60, you might not see that $50 in profit come through until month 4, 5, and 6, but you know it's coming in, and you can test this with smaller groups so you make sure that this affiliate's traffic is similar to your other traffic, and you can afford a larger payout. Similarly, and I'll make this kind of a last point here, you got to know your customer lifetime value and refund stats per lead source. So we learn this in a difficult way with the paid email world. But essentially, you may find affiliates or other lead sources that have much lower customer lifetime values or much higher customer lifetime values than your norms. The only way to do this is to test at a reasonable range, which is to say, don't let anybody who you've never tested their traffic throttle traffic into your front door if you don't make that money back for 6 months. That's a great way to set yourself up to lose, and if you aren't certain that the CLV is going to be strong, then you're going to be in a rough position. So, have affiliates test a certain number of sales that gives you sort of a safe buffer, and take a gander at what the CLV is after month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6, and say how much higher or lower is the customer lifetime value? How much higher or lower is the refund percentage for this particular lead source? And you want to know, is this worse traffic or better traffic than what you normally get? If it's worse, you can have upfront conversations, as I have myself, with affiliates and say, hey, to be honest, the customers that you're sending through, for whatever reason, they really don't stick around, and they're just not worth as much as they normally are, so we're not able to afford to pay you X anymore. We have to come up with another arrangement. Or maybe their customers do even better, and safe and sound, you can have them continuously drive sales. Either way, you've got to be able to test cohorts, and this involves, again, depending on what reporting tools you have, for the most part requires some manual crunching of your own numbers, which is something you're going to have to get used to as a business owner anyway. Paid email. So with paid emails,